Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this episode on the Triple B Experience, the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty, where we're talking Pittsburgh Steeler football. This is episode 70. This is the hardest working podcast going out there today, people. I bust my hump and I just put stuff out there to entertain each and every one of you with some Steeler news. I don't have the Steeler connections like a lot of podcasts do that do Steeler stuff, but I try to give you guys the best stuff out there that I know, my opinions, my beliefs on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I welcome everybody for joining. Everybody on my social media, which I'm going to go to right now. I know it takes a little delay here, but you know what? I appreciate everybody for jumping in on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, episode 70. I've been doing these 70 episodes, and I'm getting ready for training camp very, very soon here to go down. And also, there's not a lot of news in the Steelers organization, but I try to do a little bit of researching here. So, it's the end of OTAs. It's the end of mandatory camp. Now there's a little bit of break before training camp at the end of July. So there's not a lot of Steelers news, but I've got a lot of news for you guys this evening on the Black and Gold Dynasty Show. And I appreciate you guys all popping in. So let me get to my lovely thing here so I can say hello to everybody tuning in. Benjamin, thanks for tuning in. Mr. Tap Out, Donnie Fulmer, thank you guys for tuning in to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty Show. So let me get right to the brass tacks of it all, ladies and gentlemen. The Steelers organization had a tragic passing of yesterday, and I found out about it yesterday. They do not know what happened, but also this Clark Haggans, former linebacker for the Steelers, passed away yesterday at the age of 46. Way too young. Way too young. I don't know what happened. Clark played for the Steelers from 2000 to 2007. He was a fifth round pick in the 2000 draft. He was coming out of Colorado State. He anchored the outside linebacker with Joey Porter. And then after Jason Gilden left, and Lamar Woodley made him depart from the Steelers because Lamar Woodley took his position. So he ultimately left the Steelers to finish his career with the Arizona Cardinals. He also played one season with the 49ers. Clark Haggans retired in 2013. He finished his Steeler career 332 tackles, and he had 32 and a half sacks, which is very, very good. Hey, Boothie. Hey, what's going on? Mr. Brock Brewer, thanks for tuning in, guys, to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty Show. He was also part of the winning team, Super Bowl 40. The team beat the Seattle Seahawks 21-10 in 2006. So I don't know what happened. I have no idea. But it's a tragedy in the Steelers organization, especially when players pass away that early. So my heart goes out and prayers go out to the Haggans family. And it just terrible. Last week it was, Stan Savern. This week it's, Clark Haggans, the Steeler. Yeah, Booth, it's tragic. So, you got to take each day as you never know, people. So, I try to be pretty positive. I really do. I can't help it that stupidity and other stuff get in my way, but I am pretty positive, and I do love doing these shows. I really do. It's something that I like to do, and I like to inform you guys about some Steelers stuff. So now the Pittsburgh Steelers signed that linebacker that they brought in last week. The linebacker, Nick, it's a Polish name. Again, I'm going to murder it. I heard it the other day. I swear to God, as God is my witness. Nick Kowalski. That was a lot better than last week when I did it. Jesse James, Eric Steele, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty. Benjamin says 42-28 week 1. Holy shit, Benjamin. You're smoking a lot of weed, brother. I know you do. God bless you. But the Steelers score 42 in an opening game, and they have never done that. I don't think ever. But the Steelers signed the inside linebacker, former Raiders, former Chicago Bears, to a 1-year deal. West Virginia University alumni, Bethel Park native. He's a Pittsburgh guy, Pittsburgh Steeler fan. So he's looking at his childhood dream of playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he was signed over linebacker Jeremy Carter Jr. Carter didn't bring it. So, Robbie, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty Show and the Triple B Experience. And that also added his signing added a lot of depth in this inside linebacker core for training camp. And I have a list here later on. I'm going to talk about it. You know what? I'll just, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just talk about it now. The inside linebackers as of last year, because the talent is totally different than last year. The inside linebackers from last year's Steelers was Miles Jack, Devin Bush, what a bust he was, Robert Spillane, who had that big, huge tackle on, King Henry, Mark Robinson, and Marcus Allen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them are no longer the Steelers. Marcus Robinson was told maybe next year he might get a starting job. Training camp hasn't even set in yet, and the Terrell Austin, the defensive coordinator, told him, you know what, maybe you just better sit back and wait. Maybe, I don't know if he's lighting a fire under his ass. I don't know, but that is pretty sad to say that you're not going to play nothing until next year. I got some comments. Oh, hello, Craig from Patton. Thank you. Right. I rub my mouth just like him, but I don't have a little sweater on. But thank you, Craig, for tuning in. I enjoy you multitasking. I truly appreciate you every time you jump on, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now this year, the inside Steelers linebacking core is Cole Holcomb, Landon Roberts, Nick oh my God, here I go again. Just bear with me. Kawadaki, I messed that up. Tanner Moose, and once again, Mark Robinson. Totally revamped inside linebacking core for the Pittsburgh Steelers that I don't think I've ever seen this in all my 21 years of life. I don't think so. Robbie says, Miles Jack was solid, just didn't make any plays. Yeah, I was surprised, Robbie. I thought they would have signed him back at a cheaper rate. Yes, thank God Bush is gone. Yes. Hey, Guy, Larry Stryker from Extreme Wrestling Podcast and Hey Guys Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, Larry. Paul Baker. I ain't saying that, Paul. Scott, cousin Scott from Florida. Thanks for tuning in to the Black and Gold Dynasty Show. Yes, so this whole year, the inside linebacking core is going to be something. It's going to be something to watch at training camp. Of course, when I go down there, I want to watch that. I want to watch the running backs. Definitely watch some receivers because Kawadasaki is how they say it. Thanks, Jess. I'm dyslexic or something. I can't pronounce anything. Everything's Japanese to me. I mess up everything on my Megacast Mania shows for wrestling. I can't pronounce anything anymore. Too many shots to the head. But I do try to talk and get this podcast going and try to get come on, bro. We all know the PA team is the Eagles. No, Paul. No, that's funny. Sandwich, yeah. Here you go, Booth. Oh, wait, I got another one for you, Booth. Right here. Still says, if Holcomb can stay healthy, linebackers will be better. I hope so. I think that Roberts might be good too, Steele. I don't know, because I never watched any of the Redskins and the Dolphins unless they played us last year. That's the only time. And I seen some footage on both of these guys. I thought Robinson would be more like second string, but now he's, like I said, he's going to have to wait till next year. That's terrible. No, Paul, the AFC is not weak. Paul, the AFC is strong with the quarterbacks in the AFC. The NFC is weak, Paul. And still says the Eagles are more like a New Jersey team. Robbie says, yeah, the Eagles are the only, and they're one lonely Super Bowl trophy, LOL. The Eagles are tough in the NFC, but the NFC is dog shit compared to the AFC. No, it ain't bullshit. I'm telling you, the AFC quarterbacks in the AFC are more dominating than the NFC quarterbacks. The AFC is more dominating than the NFC. How in the hell are they a Jersey team? Well, I think Steele will give you a geological lesson here in about 2 seconds. They're in Jersey. That's where they buried Jimmy Hoffa. I don't know. He probably closer. More like. He said they're more like a New Jersey team. More like it. No, they're still at the end on the other side of the state. Woo, I love controversy. Maybe we'll get some ratings, man. Get some fights going, some Steeler Philadelphia, some talking. Hey, Mr. Jeff Stop, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty show. Now the Steelers also signed a long snapper. Very important, so you don't miss a kick. Okay, Paul says New Jersey is the garbage state. Why do you think the Statue of Liberty points the other way? I don't know, because that's what the French did. The French put it there when we bought it off the French. I don't know. This is a Steeler talk show. This ain't this ain't Discovery. Chris Elliott, what's going on? Okay, the Steelers signed long snapper Rex Sanahara. It was his second stint with the Steelers, was on the practice squad in 2021 season. He also played college ball also at WVU. He was undrafted rookie free agent with the Dolphins in the 2020 draft. It's going pretty good, Chris. Pretty good. I got to mess with you. It's my job. Yeah, I know. I love it, though. I love it. Okay. You have a point. I mean, besides from Troy Fritz, does anybody really like the Dallas Cowboys? No. Him and Cowboy are probably the only two Cowboy fans I know, and Boothie's cousin Randy. And Randy cried a lot in the 70s. That's all I know. So did Troy, and so did a lot of other people cheering for the Dallas Cowboys since the 70s and now in 2023, because the Dallas Cowboys absolutely suck. They suck. That's the way it goes. Yeah, see, Zach, thanks for tuning in. So they also cut, the Steelers cut as of Tuesday, they cut wide receiver Anthony Miller, who sent out some cryptic tweet, which he already knew he was getting released. And he was hinting on his release, and they did release him on Tuesday. So, and maybe I liked Anthony Miller, but he never got a shot. He got injured. I thought he would make the team last year, but he got hurt for the whole season. Now, maybe since they released him, there are 3 wideouts that stood out during minicamp. Okay. Brian King, Chris Benjamin. Okay. So let me get to this. Holy moly. So there's 3 receivers. Number 1 receiver is Jamal Marcus Bradley. Now, he stood out during the first portion of minicamp. These guys got to make it and catch all the balls. They got to make it on special teams. That is the tricks of the trade right now, because Miles Boykin is still waiting in line because he is still a special team guru. So they're going to have to do something out of the ordinary. They're going to have to be fucking extraordinary to get Miles Boykin out of that lineup. Paul Baker said Bradley has potential. No joke. That's what they say. We started agreeing on something, Paul. All right. Number 2 is Dez Fitzpatrick. Now, he's made some few headliners during OTAs and minicamp, and he actually caught a couple touchdowns, and he lit up the fucking secondary. So at least during a couple practices. So he's on the radar. Hopefully, we got to remember who our offensive coordinator is. Shane Stodmiller, special field correspondent. Thanks for tuning in. Don't get used to it. Yeah. Okay, I won't. It's going to be a long season, brother. It's going to be a long season. You coming on, throwing your Eagles shit out, and I have to recant everything because the AFC is stronger than the NFC. That'll probably be the going debate the whole season long, I'm sure. So now number 3 is Akeem Butler, XFL. He already made some big plays, and this release of Anthony Miller could mean he could be the one maybe that could beat out Miles Boykin for that 5th roster spot. It's going to come down to special teams. Special teams gunner, I'm telling you, because Gunnar Osowski is going to be released. So Shane says the linebacker, WVU linebacker, Nick is an ass kicker. Joseph, thanks for tuning in. So sad. I don't know what's explain. Collaborate on what's so sad. The receivers or just life in general. I don't know. Or Paul's loving of the Philadelphia Eagles. Boothie says Butler is a big dude. Yeah, I think he's 6'5". He had 857 yards in the lovely XFL. Look, I'll take what I can get when I can get it. He had, they only played 10 games. He had 800 and some yards. It gives Kenny Pickett a big target. Maybe one of these three receivers can make it. Or all of them could be on the practice squad. Gunnar Osowski is going to get released. That I do believe that. That's one thing I think I could take to the bank. And I really lately I don't know. I really can't comment on stuff because everything I say doesn't come true anyway. So, but yes, those are the three since Anthony Miller. I did like Anthony Miller. I thought he would have recaptured some of his stuff from his seasons with the Chicago Bears. That did not happen. But what could happen is Allen Robinson can. So if Allen Robinson comes up and starts making some plays for Kenny Pickett, and hopefully Matt Canada can fucking draw some plays in the dirt. Rick, thanks for tuning in, sir. How you doing? How you been, brother? So let's go with this. I got 5 questions. 5 questions for the facing the Steelers on their offensive line, because last year I was bitching up a storm predicting that the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line would be a failure. And during the course of 2022, they surprised even me. They surprised me so much that later part of the season, I don't care what anybody says, the Pittsburgh Steelers started 7-2 after that bye and was so close to making the playoffs. They were very cohesive at an offensive line, even though the tackles are their weakest position. Robbie says Matt Canada is going to hold the offensive back. I hate Matt Canada. I agree with you, Robbie. I really do. I just hope it's not jet sweep right or jet sweep left. It's just terrible. Terrible. Rick says the offensive line will be dynamic this season. Yes. Number 5 question on this offensive line. Will the rookie Broderick Jones start? That is one. We all can also cross the fingers for the Pittsburgh Maulers. Yeah, they had a great. Yeah, they made the playoffs. Unreal, because I watched a lot of those games, Craig. Their offense was so terrible, so terrible. But hey, they're in the playoffs. God bless them. Will Broderick Jones start? I will say, well, he's got to get signed first. He is unsigned. Joey Porter Jr. is unsigned. And Keenan Benton is unsigned. All 3 first picks are unsigned right now by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steele says Dan Moore beats out Chooks for right tackle. Jones starts at left tackle. Steele, I will agree with you. It's going to be a run left jet sweep, reverse jet sweep, then punt. I hope. Well, hopefully our punter is good because he's been shitty. The Ray Guy winner. Yo. So I believe that Broderick Jones will start. So that'll answer question number 5. Steele put it in layman's terms. Danny Moore's going to beat Chooks out and hopefully clear up a lot of that money because maybe they can use Chooks as trade. And also number 4, who will be the backup center? Because Mason Cole is the starter. Will it be Kendrick Green, Ryan McClum, Tever Downing, or the rookie Spencer Anderson? That is anybody's game. Now, Kendrick Green did play center before. He might have more of a shot than these other guys, but God only knows because training camp is just around the bend. I don't know. I might go with I might. It's hard to say. Either take Kendrick Green or that rookie Spencer Anderson. It all depends on who actually plays better in camp. Steelers would be lucky to get a bag of Doritos for Chooks. Well, as long as they're fucking Cool Ranch, we'll take a couple bags of Cool Ranch for him. So yeah, I mean, back up. I'm going to say Kendrick Green with the experience because he played center before, but you never know. It was JB Hassenauer. Now he's with the Giants. So if Kendrick Green was that good, he would have been a backup last year. So, okay, number 3, who will be the first guard off the bench if someone gets injured? Okay, Nate Herbig or Kevin Dotson. Since Daniels and Sumaloa is the starters and will be the starters because you want a Samoan in that line. By God, you want somebody from the bloodline kicking ass and blowing holes. I think this offensive line is going to be, it's going to be just great. Robbie says Nate Herbig. I agree. Kevin Dobson, I don't know. I like Big Nate because I seen him play against us with the Jets, and he was beating Larry Obajobi. Chris says Herbig. Anybody else out there say Herbig? I say Big Nate. Big Nate. He looks like Brian Burns on If You Ate Too Many Hoagies, if you guys know who Brian Burns is. The guy who was on my mega cast, the guy that was driving down the road and getting on the thing at the same time and drinking sarsaparillas like they were going out of style. Nasty Nate, Robbie says. Yeah, that's 3. That's 4. I got, yeah, that's cool. Yep. So it's going to be Nate Herbig. Okay. So number 2, will the Steelers look to trade away a guard? And Kevin Dotson looks like the most likely to be traded if they trade him as a trade bait. Do you see the Steelers trading away a guard, Kevin Dotson, if it was up to us? I don't know. I wouldn't trade. I don't think I'd trade him this year. No. Steele says no. Steele, you know your football. You're a pretty smart motherfucker in and out of football. So yeah, I like to I like a lot of experience depth myself. And the only thing, and I'm going to get to this number 1 question. I think Steele answered it for us. But number 1, could Dan Moore unseat Chooks at right tackle? And I believe Steele is right. I believe. Robbie says Dotson takes too many stupid penalties. Keep him as a backup. Yeah, backup it is. I think right now Dan Moore is having a great OTAs, great volunteer mini camp there. He's been coming real strong because he's looking to lose his job. So he was playing with some tenacity. And he's graded better as an offensive tackle in 2022 over Chooks. He's younger, and like I said, he was impressive in camp so far. So we get to training camp. That could be what Steele said a couple moments ago. Pastor Adams, thank you for tuning into the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty show. Robbie says, Steele says he come back bigger and stronger. And then Robbie says Moore is definitely taking Chooks' job. So that's 2. I agree with Steele and Robbie that I believe Chooks is going to take his job being younger. Hey, I seen him play Monday night against, Myles Garrett. Held him to no sacks. Ben's last game, Najee ran for 100 and some yards, and they were bulldozing people over. He was doing what he needed to do. Now, last year he was a little bit off. So maybe he's got some tenacity, like Still said. He's got an off-season program, got a little muscle, and got a little mean streak. You got to have a mean streak playing in the offensive line. You got to. And if you don't, you're going to be pushed around, and then you ain't going to last long in the NFL. This ain't cream puff, soda puff football. It's the NFL, and that stands for not for long if you can't block. Aunt Renee, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty show. Robbie says, I think Moore could stay at left tackle and Jones at right tackle. I don't know. But like I said, Broderick Jones has to be signed. All the top 3 has not been signed yet going into training camp as of right now. We are only, I believe, 4 weeks. Training camp is, I believe, July 27th is the first day of camp. We don't have that long, so they got to, Omar Khan has got to start getting pen to paper, start getting these rookie contracts signed. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time. People. So, yeah, that was 5 questions. If I see some stuff on other stuff, I usually use it. This ain't me coming off with all these questions. I'm smart, but don't get me wrong. But also, too, it's nice to be look stuff up and research stuff, though. I really like to do that. So, the CBS Sports picks the Steelers player in the offensive trio package. Trio, quarterback, running back, receiver. They picked him 29th. Steele says Jones wasn't drafted to play right tackle. That is correct. Zach Strong says, with Matt Canada in love with a rolling Kenny out to the right side, I think Jones starts at right tackle. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Robbie says, just saying, Jones at right tackle with Washington right next could be a dominant blocking combo like they were at Georgia. Walter, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty show. It's going to be, I tell you what, this offensive line is an upgrade. We can only go up from here, people. Washington will be massive. He's played good at camp. Whatever side he's on, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be devastating. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to run the ball down people's throats. I see it. But we still need a veteran running back. I wish we could get a veteran running back. I really do. Oh, July 27th is also my birthday. Big 5-0. Well, happy early birthday. Mine's the 29th. I'm old. I'm going to be 22. You know what I mean, Craig? So, but anyway, get back because sometimes I get off topic here. The Steelers are picked 22 in their triple offensive trio, averaging 21.9. The high is 15 if they go. The low is 25. Now, last year they were ranked 25th, and that included Pickett, Najee, and Dante. Same as last year. Thank you, Dante Johnson, not getting any touchdowns. If Dante Johnson gets 3 touchdowns, they'll be high at 15. Dante needs touchdowns. He cannot go another season without a touchdown pick. There is no way at all. Why have decent running backs? Keep a rookie running back. Okay, but what about if Leonard Fournette wanted to come to the Steelers in a good deal, Steele? You wouldn't take him? Oh, no. Thank you for coming on, Walter. What running back do you think the Steelers should sign? Leonard Fournette. I would take Leonard Fournette in a heartbeat, guys. And you could still put a running back in a practice squad. Nope. Troublemaker. God damn it, Steele. I don't know. They say I'm a troublemaker. Hey, if he gets 500 yards and 300 yards receptions out of the backfield and 5 touchdowns, I'd like that. Oh, okay. Son of a bitch. I don't think we're what running back would you get? Still take McFarland with the speed? There's a lot of rookie running backs. We're not going to know until we look at preseason. Greg says Dante needs to catch a train since he can't catch a ball. Oh shit, that's funny. Well, hopefully he gets 10 touchdowns. That'd be great. I can't believe it. Steele. You didn't want Leonard Fournette. Damn. I know we're not going to we're not fucking signing Devin Cook. We're not signing Hopkins either. Chase Young's still out there. We ain't signing those, you know. I don't recall Fournette ever getting in trouble. Maybe he's thinking Blunt. Hoping one hand and shit in the other. You're right, Greg. So I don't know. So I mean, I would take Chase Young with, I don't know, a 2nd round pick next year, but that's me, you know, and then they could maybe finagle some kind of cap money. But if they release Chooks, you know, if they cut Chooks, that's $30 million. I don't know if that goes back into the salary cap. I'm not a math guru. I went to Marion Center. I can't add and subtract. So, but also bootleg. Okay, Steele says he's a locker room cancer and was a D-bag in college. Okay. Steele usually knows stuff. Okay, I didn't know. I never heard anything bad about him, Steele. Now, Blunt, I did when we had him, and you know what I mean? But, you know, sometimes it's the culture anymore. It doesn't really matter anymore, Steele. Morality and integrity is out the door, which totally sucks. Everybody's crazy. You know, it ain't like the old days. You know what I mean? You know, it's not. Okay, I see your point, Steele. Okay, we'll just have to check on the running backs and see how they look at training camp and go from there. Because if we don't sign a veteran, I do like Jaylen Warren, and I like Najee. I think Najee is going to get, like I said before on this show, I believe he's going to get 1,500 yards or 1,600 yards. You know, he could have a couple over 100-yard games early in the season. Get his wheels churning early in the season. The Pittsburgh Steelers have to look good in September and October, not November and December to save grace and barely get to a winning season. Tomlin. You can't have that, Matt Canada. You just can't. Now, Matt Canada, when you come on the show, we could debate these topics. That would be great. So, yeah, that would be awesome. Now, before I go, Bootleg Football Podcast, probably got a lot more people on their podcast than I do, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I really do. This is it's not easy doing a podcast show and doing different topics, but I love doing this. I do. I love Steeler football, and I love everything I love. That's why it's an experience. Bootleg Football Podcast host Brent Coleman gave the Steelers a ceiling of 13 wins. Said their talent is insane this year. And I will discuss 13 wins until I do a megacast where I give my picks, after training camp. I won't do that, but I will pick. I did pick one pick, was the home opener against the 49ers. We cannot lose to the 49ers with Brock Purdy as fucking quarterback. We cannot, we cannot. We need to see the new offensive line, improved line. We need to see some great, spectacular receivers on the outside and throw the ball to George Pickens in that first game, Canada. Get Pickens in your offense early and often, God damn it. And hopefully Calvin Austin makes this huge impact. Steele says he isn't lying, and maybe I would sign Hunt. Oh, on the cheap for running back. Whoa, Steele. Wow. You would get Hunt. You would sign. I take him. Yeah. But didn't cheap, real cheap, Steele. Did he make the 13th prediction with the thought of Canada getting fired? I don't know. I don't know, Greg. I don't know. I always make predictions boldly, and I hate Matt Canada. I really do. And I think this other guy who they signed in the offseason as coach is probably waiting in the wings. I bet you they get rid of Matt Canada in the middle of the fucking season. But they won't. Tomlin won't. It'll be fucking everybody pulling their hair out and doing a lot of lines of blow and drinking a lot of beer, to get through the Steelers season. Hunts, let's talk. Oh, he's a D-bag. Yeah, he smacked. I don't know. He's in a lot of trouble too. I don't know. I'd still go. I'd still go Leonard Fournette if you had the option. But if not, one of these rookies, maybe probably McFarland because he's fast on the outside. But also too, do we use Connor Haywood as a fullback because they didn't sign Derek Watts? Or the other fullback that they got in camp with the long Booth mullet. 12 wins. Canada isn't going anywhere. I'll take 12, but I want Canada to leave still. I'll take 12 and Canada's out the door. But he won't be if we get 12 wins. So, yeah, that sucks. Hey, guys, okay, keep the mullet. Yeah. Well, like I said, that's Booth at fullback. Booth, you're still on the show. When you go to training camp, make sure you can block because you're going to be the starting fullback for the Steelers. Because I know that's not the guy's name, but that's that guy's name in my eyes. Jeff Booth is the starting fullback for the Pittsburgh Steelers because I can't remember that guy's name. I just remember he's got a long mullet. Booth's going to punch me out next time he sees me. But hey, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Another great show. I'll have some more stuff next week like I always do. It's very hard to find some stuff, but I'll find some information as I do until training camp and then the regular season start, and it's like 2 times a week. The preview of the game and then the review of the game. So I'll be going twice, and I'm sure during the season it's going to get chaotic. But we did 70. I got 70. How about the... Yeah, it was very sad. I talked about it, Chris, in the first part of the show. Very sad. So sad. Thank you, Zach. Thank you so much. We need a Canada border wall. Yeah, I hate Matt Canada. He's going to fucking drive me to do fucking Chris Farley lines of coke. I swear to God. He pisses. He sucks. He's terrible. I don't know what he's going to do. But anyway, guys, tomorrow night I have at 9:00 my interview with Brandon Watkins from Watkins Boxing in Indiana, Pennsylvania, the only boxing place around. Brandon sat down with me and started to talk about how his love for boxing and how he got into boxing and how he got to be where he's at in the area in boxing. So that will come out at 9 o'clock tomorrow. It's pre-recorded. I do all my interviews pre-recorded so I don't mess it up. And also Friday night at 9 o'clock, it's going to be the Triple B Experience where we're talking pop culture. I've been watching movies all week, and I'm going to be talking a whole bunch of pop culture. I definitely saw the Flash movie. So, hey, Brian Reddick, thanks for tuning in. But, hey, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't hit like and subscribe, please share it. Please, this is the hardest working podcast around. I don't take weeks off. I keep it going. I try to entertain everybody with the different stuff from the Steelers to the pop culture to wrestling to interviews. You know, it's an experience, and that's what you get when you watch me. It's an experience every time. So please hit like and subscribe on the Triple B Experience. Listen to me on Spotify. Get the downloads up. Trying to get, if you haven't subscribed, please do, because I need to hit 1,000. I'm very close. I'm 60 away. It's very, very hard in the YouTube world. Yes, Chris, thank you for tuning in. Chris, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to appreciate you guys, letting me come into your living rooms and wherever on a Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock to talk Steeler football. And we'll be talking about it all year long. And I tell you what, I'm going to try to go to training camp. I've tried to get some press passes. Well, as you know, I got shot down because I'm not big and famous. Thank you, Chris. You have a good one, too. Everybody have a great night. I'll see everybody Friday night for the Triple B Experience. I'll see all you Steeler fans next week at 9 o'clock for the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer. Have a great night and a better tomorrow. I'll see everybody on the flip side. Peace out.